All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming through today on this public holiday. We hope that it is a rewarding evening for you, this time that you've sacrificed with us. Thank you to all of you who've tuned in live from around the country as well. We hope to make it a fantastic evening. We do still have one more day left in this week, which is tomorrow, so we might as well start that day now with a bang so that we can have a great Friday before we hit the weekend again. This evening you're standing in the halls of DuePoint, and we're going to spend about 40 minutes talking about what we do here at DuePoint. My hope is that at the end of this evening you will see that it is something you have never seen the likes of before. Before we start though, I want you to know that DuePoint is a division of Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a long-standing South African company. It's not from overseas. It is homegrown. It was founded in 1952, so it is 68 years old this year. It's not new and it's not foreign. It is run by locals, and you are here sitting in its offices, one of its offices, here this afternoon. And we tell you all of this because we want you to have some trust in who you're dealing with. We're licensed, we're listed on the JSE, and so we are very much a public company of South Africa, for the people and created by the people here this evening. Now, about 4 years ago, we sat down to solve a couple of problems that we have. One of the problems that we have at the moment is that we, as South African citizens, are in financial crisis. Are we not? We do not have control anymore of our income. We are in an economy that is shrinking. Wonderful thing about what's happening in South Africa is I don't have to make anything up. Whatever I say is actually true. You've seen before people talk about there is a chance that the economy could shrink. I don't have to say any of that. Our economy is actually shrinking, which means that every year there are less and less jobs. This is something that is a complete reality. Every year there are less companies that are around. They are closing down. We saw Group 5 went into liquidation about 2 weeks ago. Do you know how many employees Group 5 have? There go the roads. They did all the major construction around the roads. We're in big, big trouble. The mines have already left. We had all the trouble with them a while ago. We're in big trouble in South Africa. We also, those of us who are left in employment, are losing control of our income. We have other people telling us how much we can earn. We know that our inflation last year was around about 20 to 23% for people on the ground. 7 petrol price increases and a VAT increase. Don't let the government tell you it was a 6% inflation last year. There was no chance that for you and me on the ground at 6%. It's like 23%, which means that if you didn't get a 23+% increase in your salary last year, you're poorer this year than you were last year. Now this phenomenon was already affecting us in 2015 when we started designing DuePoint. It was already starting to happen. We could see it, and it has a knock-on effect. It's a little bit like the electricity being shut off. Have you seen the knock-on effect of electricity being shut off? What's happening? All the diesels run out. In South Africa, the diesel is gone. They are now bringing diesel in the shiploads like it's a crisis because the diesel's gone. All right, now that's a problem. Why is it a problem? Because all the trucks run on diesel. Do you know what all the trucks do? They deliver our food, they deliver our clothes, they deliver all the things we need to live on. What happens when the trucks stop running? It's not that they've turned the electricity off, they've turned our food and clothing supply off as well. Have we thought about that? They have, they're just keeping quiet. We're in big trouble. There's knock-on effects to everything, and the knock-on effect of us as South Africans not being able to control our income meant that we, 4 years ago in 2015, could already start to feel a downturn in the sale of our products. The old forms of distribution weren't working anymore. Adverts on TVs and billboards and radio stations, they weren't bringing the business in anymore because South Africans didn't have the money anymore to bring the products in. And so we had to solve 2 problems, and we had to solve them permanently as DuePoint. We set up a system at that time that we call the DuePoint system. It is a system that allows you as an individual to contract with us as wealth engineers. As wealth engineers, we're going to give you one task. It's not going to be any of the tasks you've been asked to do before. What have you been asked to do before? Cart stock around, advertise, sell to your friends. No, all of that's out. At DuePoint, we're going to ask you to do one thing: connect South Africans to us. There are 57 million of us left in this country, and all 57 million of us are in financial crisis right now. We ask you just to connect those individuals to us. By connecting them to us, you create a whole new form of distribution for us, into which we, the insurance company, can come and sell our products. When we sell our products, we're able to create revenue, and from that revenue, we're able to create for you wealth. Now, wealth is not cash in transit, which is the way I like to describe it. If you've ever sold anything before, you know what cash in transit looks like. You sell the pot, you sell the Tupperware, you sell the toiletry to your friend, the energy drink, the whatever it might be. You get cash just for that transaction. Then it's gone. Next month, you're running back to your friend to ask them again to buy the same thing again. That cash, no matter how much it is, even if it's 30,000 Rand per transaction, is gone in the same amount of time as it took for you to convince that person to buy. Money at the moment is like water in your fingers. It's pouring through. As the Rand dollar deteriorates, everything gets more expensive. Your cash is just vanishing through your fingers. We're not interested in that at DuePoint. If we're going to be a proper economic changing instrument, then we have to produce wealth, not cash. What is wealth? It is recurring income. Income that is in your bank account every month. No matter what you're doing, whether you're overworked at work or on holiday or sick or healthy, it doesn't matter. The income must be coming in. We built our system off of the back of financial services. Financial services have products that run on debit order systems. Debit order systems run every month. Doesn't matter what you're doing. Doesn't matter what day it is. Today's a public holiday. The debit orders ran. It doesn't matter what's happening. The debit orders run, and it means that you now can rely on your income every month. Your income comes in. And it also means that you only need to connect people to us once. You see, when you're trying to sell something, every month you've got to run back to ask them to buy again. Here, that's not what happens. Here, you simply connect them to us through our technology, and then you move on to the next connection and the next connection. And our system ensures a constant recurring income in your hands. We've also built the system to fit into all of your circumstances. We know you're busy. We know you don't have a lot of time. You might not even know a lot of people. That's fine. Our system is built to cater for all of that because it's built in South Africa. It's not one of these international things, and there's always a new one blowing in. What's the latest one I've seen? You just have to donate 100 Rand. I'm sure you guys have seen that. Just donate the 100 Rand. Do you know, if you understand what the definition of a pyramid scheme is, you've now seen a perfect working example of a pyramid scheme. Donate 100 Rand. That is a pyramid scheme. They're always coming in from Thailand or Nigeria or wherever it might be, Russia or whatever. We here in South Africa understand what you need because it's built by South Africans. Our system allows you to leverage others in the creation of teams of individuals that will create wealth for you. Because we don't carry around stock and we don't have paper application forms, etc., 24 hours a day, even while you're sleeping, you're able to connect individuals, your teams can connect individuals and create wealth for you. There is nothing like DuePoint in South Africa today. There is no tool the average South African can pick up and create income 24 hours a day. Look at us today. It's a public holiday. I've been watching the reports the whole day. Wealth engineers around the country have been connecting South Africans to us. Doesn't matter what day it is. Our system never sleeps. You didn't have to call in and beg for us to deliver stock on a public holiday. We've been doing it instantaneously all day long through our technology for you. You're able to create wealth 24 hours a day in our system. We give you use of the system at no cost. Becoming a wealth engineer is not a financial risk decision. The use of our system, our auditoriums, our staff, our technology, our software, it's all free. Our training is free. There are no charges for application forms or monthly fees that we charge you. By simply being a product owner at DuePoint, you're automatically entitled to full use of the DuePoint system here with us. You also don't have to have any form of education or experience. Some people say, but Brendan, I'm not a good salesperson. I go, you're perfect for DuePoint. Other people say to me, Brendan, I'm an awesome salesperson. And I go, you're perfect for DuePoint. It does not matter what personality you have. Our system caters for you. It caters for you. You're not selling. So you don't have to be a salesperson. You're not a broker. You're not an agent or an intermediary. You're not giving advice. You're simply connecting people and building wealth. And that means that everybody in South Africa can build a proper true asset with us here at DuePoint. What's a true asset? It's something that has value. It produces income even when you can't work on it. It's something you can price and sell, which is what you can do with your teams in DuePoint. And here at DuePoint, that income, that channel that you create during your lifetime will automatically be handed over to your children when you pass away one day. And they will now own the asset that produces the income for them. That means that DuePoint is the only business in the country that creates intergenerational wealth for its citizens and its customers. And tonight you get that without having to spend a single cent. We have, in addition, made the system so that anybody can do it. It is the simplest system. You're never going to have to cart any stock around, so that's over. No more running around with the packets of stuff under your arms anymore. You're never going to have to do a presentation. The only person who does a presentation around here is me and Rob. Using our technology, I'm in your pocket 24 hours a day. What we're going to ask you to do is just connect people to us using a phone. 3 clicks on your smartphone. Every single one of you can do that. Doesn't matter how busy you are or how important you think you are. You can click your phone 3 times. And every time you do that, you've connected another South African to DuePoint. As you do that, some of the people, not all of them, there's those that know better. There always are. I love them. I always tease in this presentation. I get the people who get excited and start building wealth for themselves, and then I get the other people. They either look very bored right from the beginning, it doesn't matter what I say, or they look at me like this. They look at me like this the whole night. They believe that something I am saying is, or something I am not saying is not being said. They believe that something is hidden. I encourage all of you, go do the research you need to do about DuePoint. You'll find it disappointing research, because I will tell you everything this evening. No need to be disappointed or frightened. What we have done is built something that is regulated by 9 regulators in South Africa. We are regularly reviewed. About every 18 months they're in our offices. We're listed on the JSE, so we're public. You can see everything about us. But still, not everybody is going to catch the vision. But there will be those that do. And when those catch the vision of what we're doing here, through our technology, they'll automatically be allocated to you, and your team, your channel is born. These individuals are going to do the same thing. They're not going to sit through this, get excited, and do nothing. They're going to tap their phone 3 times in front of one of the other 57 million South Africans and connect them to us. When that happens, our system again automatically connects them to your channel, and your platform of distribution for DuePoint begins. It spreads out across the city, the province, and then the nation. We then, as DuePoint, do the work. Not you, we. We come along and we facilitate the sale of our products across this platform of distribution you've created, and without having to do a presentation, without having to embarrass yourself, without you having to climb the mountain that is your ego. We know that. In South Africa, we have big egos. Without having to climb that mountain, your income is already born in the DuePoint system. Now, we distribute that wealth to you in 2 ways. The first way is through our returns program. Our returns program pays you R27.50 for every product paid in your channel every month that it is paid, multiplied by a factor of where in your channel that payment was made. It's a very simple system. You're going to go out, you're going to talk to your friends. Some will become wealth engineers, others won't. But those that do will pay for their product, and when they do, you will get R27.50 multiplied by 200%, 55 Rand. 55 Rand. For every month that that product is paid for. It doesn't matter, again, how much money people have promised you for the sale of their goodies. It is never going to equal the sum of the 55 Rand that just keeps coming in via our DuePoint system. You haven't had to run back to these people every month, no. Our system has automatically raised that income for them. I was looking at one of our wealth engineers. He started with us about 8 days after we launched here, 4 or 5 years ago now. And he was with us for about 90 days. 90 days, and then something shiny came along. It was some cryptocurrency or something. And he ran off after the shiny thing. I don't think he ever made any money there. But those 90 days worth of work, we have continued to pay him every month for 4 years. Every month. For 90 days worth of effort. He doesn't even talk about DuePoint. He's forgotten who we are. But every month, he gets an income in his bank account from us. Such is the power of each 55 Rand that you add to your channel. Now, these individuals will go out. They're not going to sit around and do nothing. They're going to connect a handful of people. When they connect a few people, some of them will take a product. When they do, and they pay for it, you get R27.50 multiplied by 200%, 55 Rand again. You've got power if they take 2 of our products, which they may want to do because our products are the best in their category in South Africa today. I say that with as an absolute factual statement. You can go and do all the research. You'll see I'm right. They may take 2, you get 110 Rand. If they take 3, you get 165 Rand. If they take 4, you get 220 Rand, and so on, and so on, and so on. You're in control. One connection, and you could potentially be getting 220 Rand a month going forward. One connection, one time. We are in the business of creating wealth. Wealth is permanent. Wealth is lifetime. We are not in the business of cash in transit. Now, you may want a little bit more than this. Yeah, you've been with us for 5 minutes, you're earning about $1,000 a month. Maybe you want more. That's fine. Put more time in, put more energy in, and your channel will continue to grow. As your channel grows, you continue to earn, but now on a diminishing basis, but only to the 8th point. From the 8th point on, you have unlimited potential. Unlimited potential, ladies and gentlemen. Everything you do right now has a ceiling over your head. And so I often say to individuals that come in here and look at it and then walk away. I say, have you properly counted the cost of what you've walked away from today? Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, you know there's a ceiling. At some point, you will stop your progress. For some of you, it might be CEO, but that's about 1,000 of you in the country. For the other 56,999,999 of us, that ceiling is much lower. Here at DuePoint, we remove the ceiling. It comes down to 2 ingredients, time and numbers. How much time are you willing to put in, and how many people are you willing to connect to us? You will decide by yourselves how much you wish to earn in our system, whether it's 5,000 Rand a month, or 50,000, or 500,000. It is all capable and available to you in our system. It will be decided by you alone. We can even calculate here at DuePoint how much you can expect to earn. We've been doing this for years. We are not a 5-minute-old company. We know and quite accurately can estimate your earnings. Now, we need to put the 2 ingredients in, time and numbers. Numbers, well, we need a growth rate formula. We use one called 3 + 2. It fits into all of your lifestyles, I can guarantee it. What does it say? In your first month with us, you are responsible for connecting 3 people. Now, you can connect 100 or you can connect none, and everywhere in between. But if I'm going to estimate your earnings, I have to use something. So 3 in your first month. If you can connect 3 people, you're on track. Then after that, +2, you are responsible for connecting just 2 people a month to your first point. 1 every 15 days. That's all we ask. This isn't one of those presentations where they tell you you're going to have to do this 8 hours a week or 30 people a month. No, just 2. If you can do 2 people every month, that's how many? 6 taps on your smartphone a month. You guys did 6 taps while I've been talking on your smartphones. 6 taps is nothing. If you can do 1 person every 15 days and you keep that up over time, well, then I can estimate how much you can reasonably expect to earn with us. If you can do it for 6 months. You're not doing anything. You're only adding 2 people a month. This is not shooting the lights out stuff, guys. 2 people a month for 6 months. You're on 2,500 Rand a month with us. Not once off, not when you sold, you got 2.5. No, every month from that point, you're on 2,500 Rand a month. That's 30,000 Rand a year. 30,000 Rand a year. You haven't quit your jobs to do this. You haven't. You're still all working. No one here would be mad enough to quit their jobs. Owning a job these days is like owning a diamond. You know, it's so rare. You do this on the side. You add this to your life. What if we asked you to do 2 connections a month? We haven't asked you to quit your job so you can work 8 hours a day with us. 2 a month. And you're on 2,500 Rand a month after 6 months. You might think I'm joking, but I'm going to prove to you in a moment that I'm not. 6 more months a year of just adding your 2 people a month and us applying all of our mathematics, cancellations, people not paying, people laughing at you, blah, blah, blah. And that 2,500 Rand moves up to about 9,000 to 10,000 Rand a month. That's 120,000 Rand a year. 10,000 Rand a month changes everybody's life. You see, every other presentation you've gone to or every other WhatsApp or Facebook image you've ever seen has told you 90 days you'll be rich. You will find that we talk the truth here, not those flamboyant marketing things. You'll see the blatant lack of dancing girls and fireworks here. There's no music blaring through the speakers. Every one of these other things I've ever been to, it's doof, doof, doof. Some American guy gets on stage and riles us up and says, 90 days from now, you can be in the Med with me on my boat. I just need $80 a month from you, 5,000 Rand now, 34,000 Rand in currency, whatever it might be. I'm not going to tell you any of that. What I'm going to tell you is if you work for a year with us, at 2 people a month, we can reasonably expect to get you to about 9,000 to 10,000 Rand a month. In 1 year's time, you have fashioned for yourself 120,000 Rand a year raise. You've done it. It's your tool. You will work with it. You will decide. 2 years from now, you haven't stopped. You didn't quit when people laughed at you. You just kept connecting. 2 years from now, that 10 becomes 27 to 30,000 rand a month. That's 360,000 rand a year, and it puts you in the top 0.5% of earners in the country, according to, top third of earners in the country, according to SARS. Top third. I mean, only 1 in every 3 people who are working earn more than 30,000 a month in South Africa. And we get you there in 2 years. 2 years. If you do it for 3 years, you're up to about 40 to 45,000 rand a month. We haven't changed the speed at which you're connecting people. We just are 2 every month. Christmas, you add 2. Easter, you add 2. You just keep adding. A whole bunch of them laughed at you and fell away. Some of them didn't pay. Some of them lapsed. You just kept going. I didn't ask you to go and make sure they pay, make sure they... Just keep adding. Just keep adding. You'll never lost hope. 3 years down, you're on 45,000 rand. Can you do 4 years with us? If you can do 4 years with us, you're up to about 60,000 rand a month. 60,000 after 4 years. And if you can do half a decade with us, not 5 weeks, guys, not 5 months, not even the first 50 people you speak to. You did 5 years of 2 people connected a month. And you're on 80 to 100,000 rand a month. That's R1 million a year. Now that's my mathematics. Maybe it's wrong. Maybe it's right. Well, we've been around long enough to know already that it's right. We use it and it forecasts beautifully accurately for those that commit to the task. And so every month we put people on stage. We bring them up from around the country, because this is a nationwide business, and we get them to tell us our stories. Some people are doing terribly. They can barely connect 1 person a month. Other people are doing amazingly and will connect. This last month, we had people connecting 20 to 30 people a month. We've had months where 80 people have been connected by 1 person in a month. You know, but we only ask for 2 because we're trying to be reasonable, but it's up to you. And we show you everybody. I'll show you the guy who did 80 and I'll show you the guy who did 1. We put them all up, okay? Because we're not hiding anything. This isn't a dog and pony show, you know, with fireworks. This is real wealth creation. We are the only one in South Africa that's doing it. All right, and we stuck Elaine up this last month. We've got a couple more people. In fact, it's this coming Tuesday. Is Tell All Tuesday. We've got another bunch of people on stage that you've not seen of before doing amazingly. Come and see how they're doing here in at DuePoint. But last month, we had Elaine up. Elaine has been with us for 6 months. According to my mathematics, she should be on around 2,500 rand a month. 6 months down, bang, she's on 2,500 rand a month. Interesting, isn't it? You see, when you're dealing with somebody who's from South Africa, a company that's been built in South Africa, and a system that's been built for South Africans, we can be quite accurate because we know each other. We know each other. 2,500 rand. Elaine, of course, has got more value than this out of DuePoint. She took one of our funeral products at DuePoint Constantia, and her uncle passed away, and we paid for the funeral. So that means that she's really never paid a cent for anything at DuePoint. And now she earns 30,000 rand a year on top of the value that we've paid her in her claim. All right, then we had Andile. He's from KZN. Andile's team probably watching us this evening. Shout out to them. I know we've got the team out in Nelspruit this evening as well. Zacchaeus, good to have you back on your feet again. Building as well. This is a nationwide team. Nationwide opportunity. And Andile, deciding he wanted a little bit more than 2,500 rand a month, connected more than 2 people a month. And after 6 or 7 months, he's on 5,000 rand a month. 5,000 rand after 6 months worth of effort. Guys, that's not 6 weeks and it's not 6 days and it's not the first 6 people you're going to talk to that are going to laugh at you. What are you going to do tonight? You're going to run home and speak to your spouse or your family, your cousins, your brother, your sister, and they're going to tell you, pyramid scheme. That's what they're going to tell you. And you're going to go, oh, and you're going to stop. Now, ladies and gentlemen, go and do a little bit more research and know that you're going to have to practice this a little bit. All you need to do is show the presentation. You see, the experts in the room, and there are a bunch of them here this evening, will tell you that in the first year that they were doing this, they wanted to tell the other person everything about DuePoint. Put Brendan and Rob, who have done this for a couple of years, in a cupboard. And then they tried to explain to their brother and their sister and their wife and their husband how good DuePoint was, and they got laughed at and they quit. The experts will tell you what to do is you sit down in front of somebody and you say, do you require money? The answer, as we all know right now, is yes. If they say no, they're lying. And you go, great, click. And you let me do the work. And you let Rob do the work. You don't try and do this yourself. You're free of that burden. This is not network marketing like you know it. This is, play the video. Watch this. No, I want to talk to you. Shush, watch the video. When you finish, then we'll talk. I do the talking. We've spoken about this before. If any of you have watched my training, you'll see that DuePoint is not up for educated debate anymore. Those that say no to DuePoint are saying it out of ignorance. They're not saying it out of a standpoint of education. They have not researched DuePoint and understood it. Anyone and everyone who's done the research about DuePoint has been sold out for it. It is the only legitimate wealth creation business for the average South African today. And so it's beyond conversation. You don't need to converse with people. What you need to do is put the time in. When you put the time in and the numbers, you create wealth. It's that simple. You can go to our YouTube channel. Go watch all the stories. We've been around for years. Go and watch the stories across the years of people building wealth at DuePoint. Some a little bit, some plenty. More than you could earn in your careers. We've got them all in there. Watch their stories and then decide what you want and how much time and how many numbers you're willing to put in. This is available to you free of charge on YouTube. Go and watch it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the first way we create wealth. The second way we create wealth for you is through our training program. Our XP Rewards training program teaches you how to do this business. We don't charge you for it. If you've ever had a speaker come in from overseas, it's always $5,000 a ticket. You know, no, we're not going to charge you anything for the training. Get engaged with our training. It's not going to teach you by itself. Get engaged in it. You do it. And as you do the training, we will reward you. First of all, you'll start accumulating what we call XP points, experience points. As they accumulate and your channel grows in our training program, we'll rank you up. And when we rank you up, we start to reward you. In the beginning, it's cash. We're going to give you cash. Each rank that you rank up, you get more and more cash. Then at rank 5, we start to give you tools. It's an imported Lightning memory stick from the US. It's got everything you need on it to connect South Africans to us, and it plugs into every single electronic device in South Africa. At rank 7, we give you a 17,000 Rand set of imported, gold-gilded, customized business cards for you. Now, have you ever seen a 20,000 Rand set of business cards? No. Because you can't get them in South Africa. We have to import them. That's not ink, it's gold. You could see a set in our glass cabinet outside. Otherwise, find a rank 7 around you, and he'll show you, won't allow you to touch them, but you'll be able to see what a card from a 20,000 Rand set of business card looks like. And it's yours. Because why? It's a powerful connection tool. You put it in the hand of someone, they've never seen anything like it, they will connect to DuePoint with us. Then at rank 9. Rank 9 is not easy. It takes a bit of training and takes some time, but for those of you who put that time and energy in and get to rank 9, then every year that you maintain your channel size with us, for the rest of your life, we will take you and your family away on a 5-star trip, business class, all expenses paid for a week. When I say all expenses paid, what I mean are there are no T's and C's. I have seen plenty of these promises. I was looking at them during the week. It's always the picture with the black background and the gold, and it's got the cruise ships and the helicopters and that. And then you get it, and they send you a letter, and the letter says, "Congratulations, you've made it, but we don't pay for this. We don't pay for that. We don't pay for this. If you don't like the basic meal," I always want to know what a basic meal is. I understand a basic meal is bread and water, if I'm not mistaken. That's what the basic... Maybe the McDonald's. That's what, if you don't accept the basic meal, we don't pay for anything extra. We don't pay. Folks, you will not receive a letter like that. In fact, go and find one of our rank 9s this evening. They'll show you what the letter looks like you get from us. It's where do we pick you up and where do we drop you off. When you're dealing with a 7-decade-old listed insurance company, we don't have to skimp on these trips. We also don't have to lie to you, and we don't have to put fake internet images up. Instead, we can show you exactly what these trips look like because we've been on them before. We've already booked this year's trip, and we're going on them again in the future. If you are willing to create wealth with us, then you are able to build a life that can look a bit like this. When you decide for yourself that this evening is not for you and that becoming a wealth engineer is not for you, count the cost. Count the cost. None of these are undelivered promises. Not like, oh, if you do it, maybe, because we haven't delivered. No, we've delivered on all of these already. We've been around for a few years. Talk to the people who've been on these trips. Some multiple years have been with us. Ask yourself, are you willing to pay the price? Time and numbers. At rank 11, we give you another useful tool. It's your own car. It is in your name. It is not rented from us. It's not financed through us. And we don't brand it because it's your car. That's 11 of the 28 mapped ranks in our training program. That's the first third. If that's in the first third, what's in the second third? Well, you'll have to ask somebody who's beyond rank 11. Ladies and gentlemen, we create this wealth here at DuePoint through the distribution of our products. We have 4 products at DuePoint. Our first one is through our Access Wealth Plan. Our Access Wealth Plan costs 324 Rand a month. For that, you get 2 products. Your first is your very own tax-free investment account, and your second is 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover. We take 100 Rand every month of your 324, and we put it into your investment account, which means that every month you are building an asset for yourself here, even if you are not connecting people using our system. Our second product is our Wealth Guard product. It's 249 Rand a month, and for 249 Rand, you get 1,000,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover. No waiting periods, no medical examinations or declarations, and no maximum age limits. Anybody in South Africa of any circumstance is able to build wealth with us here at DuePoint. Our third product is our Family Wealth Funeral Plan. It starts at 299 Rand a month, and for that, you get 2 benefits. Firstly, funeral cover. You can pick between 20 or 30,000 Rands worth of funeral cover, and you can add 5 or 10 family members to your product. And you, as the principal policy holder, get your second benefit of 10,000 Rands worth of outstanding debt cover, which means that when you pass away, we'll settle 10,000 Rands worth of your debt so that your family don't have to. And then our fourth product, our Wealth Points Buyers Club. It's 299 Rand a month to be a member. And as a member, you get access to our suppliers. As a major corporate in South Africa, we have suppliers coming to us all the time. In fact, I had 2 come to me last week that want to offer us discounts, prices, special services, business-only account managers, VIP treatment, things you can't get as an individual, but you can get as a Wealth Point member here in DuePoint. This month we're running a special. It says if you're able to get 20 people to connect to DuePoint this month on your first and second point, that means people you've introduced and people they've introduced. If you can get 20 people in and paid by the end of the month on our Wealth Points program, that's this one, on this one, if you can do it by the end of this month and have them paid, we will put 10,000 Rand in addition into your bank account next month on top of your returns and your rewards. 10,000 Rand next month. Not waiting until next year to get to 9,000 to 10,000 Rand a month. We'll give you a once-off 10,000 Rand next month, middle of April. That's not that far away, guys. 9 days away, I think. No, 10 days to the end of this month. So it's 2 people a day. Can you get 2 people in a day between now and the end of the month on Wealth Points Buyers Club? 10 grand on top of your returns. You've got to work it out. 20 times 55. It's around about 11 or 1,200 bucks plus 10. It's 11,000. Plus, you'd go rank 2 in our system. That's another 155 Rand reward. Looks like we're looking at about 12 grand. Anybody want 12,000 Rand next month? Oh, I'm just saying. It's out there for you. And then 2019, we've laid the gauntlet down to South Africans. We've put the gauntlet down. What that means is we've given all South Africans a challenge this year. We have called it our 365 challenge, and what it says is, from the day you become a wealth engineer with us, we're going to give you 365 days to connect 365 people to us. There are 57 million people in South Africa. We want you to find just 365 and connect them to us. If you can do that in your first 365 days with us, well then we'll give you a check for 365,000 Rand. This is not a false promise. This is not a hollow promise. We have always delivered on every promise that we make. If you can connect 365 people to us in a year, we'll give you a check for 365,000 Rand. But in addition, we know how your channel will grow. We understand the mathematics. You put 365 people in your channel and your channel will grow. How much will it grow? Well, we've used a very conservative calculation to say that it will surpass rank 9, which means that in the next 365 days, you will be booked into the next rank 9 trip with us. In addition, it will surpass rank 11, which means that in the next 365 days, you will take delivery of your own brand new motor car. But more importantly, because we're in the business of wealth and not cash in transit, the car will wear out, the trips will get boring, but the wealth, this channel that is now surpassing rank 11, will earn for you around about somewhere between 40 and 50,000 Rand a month. That's 500 to 600,000 a year. 365,000 Rand check, 40 to 50,000 Rand a month, a lifetime holiday, and a car. When you decide that you know better and do not want to become a wealth engineer, understand the cost of what you've said no to. When I say that you have never seen something like DuePoint before, I know that to be a factual statement. In South Africa today, there is not another business creating wealth for South Africans like us. There are plenty of business doing cash in transit. Plenty. But there is not another business creating wealth, permanent, lifetime, intergenerational wealth, like what we have done tonight and what we have done in DuePoint. Make sure you have counted the cost before you throw us out of your decision-making process. Ladies and gentlemen, to become a wealth engineer this evening, it's very easy. Go to our website, DuePoint.net. It's that simple. DuePoint.net. Go there, read the pages, watch the videos. Every one of our products has a review and training video. Our opportunities and training are all there. Go and watch them. When you're happy, click join or apply. Fill out the application form, less than 3 minutes. You'll be a wealth engineer without a single cent having left your pockets. Not a single cent. And this evening, immediately, not waiting until you buy something, until you pay. No, immediately this evening, you will be able to start connecting people to DuePoint and start building wealth for yourself tonight. What's it tonight? It's Puza Thursday tonight, isn't it? All your mates are out there getting sloshed, which means they're getting poorer, isn't it? They're all spending money. Tonight, in the exact opposite way, you will start creating wealth. Tonight. You can watch your friends while you're making 55 Rand, 55 Rand, 55 Rand, 55 Rand, compounding, monthly. As you connect people tonight, you'll see them going 55 Rand for the beer, 55 Rand for the beer, going backwards. Okay. You have that opportunity this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, do the research. Go to the JC's website. Look us up under Conduit Capital. Go to Constantia's website. We're a public company. Go see our financials. See how much the directors earn. See our BEE status. It is all there. We are a public listed company. Everything is open for your full review. Go to the FSCA's website. See all of our licenses. Life, short-term, medical, FSP licenses. They're all there. Go and find them. Get comfortable with who you're dealing. But before you throw us out, make sure you have counted the cost. We are nationwide. 11th of May, we're down in Port Elizabeth. Eastern Cape, this is your chance. We're connecting with all of you. East London, Butterworth, you name it. We want to see you all there on the morning of the 11th, Saturday morning, with your guests, with your wealth engineers. Pack the place up. All the other 8 provinces, this is your opportunity to create wealth in another province. We're nationwide. Book your tickets, gather your people, get your transport sorted out. On the 11th, we want to see all the other 8 provinces represented there, building wealth in the Eastern Cape. You've got it. Go to our events menu under our app or our website events and book your tickets. They're free, as you know, but we want to know how big a venue to book, so get those tickets booked right now. Get them booked in right now, and we'll see you there. And most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, this Saturday morning, we're doing a very, very important training session. As part of our XP Rewards training program, you remember that? That's the one that gives you the points, that ranks you up in the cars and the holidays. We're going to be doing personal finance training this weekend. You see, you get more than just this business here. You get the entire spectrum at DuePoint. We're going to teach you how to become wealthy individuals beyond just using our system, how to manage and maintain your wealth with us. Last year, we did a personal finance course called Wealth Creation 101. You can go and find it in your apps now under training or on YouTube. Go and find it and watch it. This weekend, we're doing Wealth Creation 201. It is the next step in controlling your own economic circumstances to build wealth. I can't think of a more important development seminar this year than the one we're doing this Saturday. It starts at 11 o'clock. Obviously, it's broadcast around the country, so guys, wherever you are, Let's see you and your team, your wealth engineers and your guests tuned in. It'll be straight after the intro presentation at 10 o'clock this weekend. Controlling personal wealth creation. I can tell you that in amongst my team, and we're made up of chartered accountants, we've got more chartered accountants in this building than there are like windows. Okay, we have contested this training for a week now. That is how refined this training has been, as all the minds we could pull together, have put together this training for you guys. It's just 5,000 Rand a ticket, and you can all come. No, it's free. Everything at DuePoint is free. You're going to get 3 of the most qualified individuals in the country putting their minds together to give you free personal finance training on Saturday morning at 11. Everybody needs to be there. It's no excuse, guys. I'm talking to my more senior wealth engineers now. Whether you're watching me live or you're in this room, you will not accept excuses from your wealth engineers for not being here and not watching. Nothing is more important on Saturday morning. Nothing. Not your kid's ballet recital, not his soccer match, not anything is more important than being here. I can tell you my daughter will be at ballet and my son will be at soccer, and I'll be here at 11 o'clock because I'm paying for those recitals by being here, as you guys will. So let me see you all here. Load the place up, 10 o'clock and then 11 o'clock, our Dev Seminar. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you can see that we are very, very serious about what we're doing here. This is not a joke, and it is not something you have seen before. This is a completely unique opportunity that we have created specifically for the current South African climate. And we want you to be part of it with us. We're not only going to change your economic circumstances, DuePoint will be part of the South African economic solution. If you have questions and concerns, come and talk to us. That's fine. Come and let us answer the questions for you. We're not afraid to answer them. But what we don't want is you walking out of here without this tool in your hand. Pick it up and get out there right now and start changing your life. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be live at 12:15 tomorrow afternoon. Make sure you tune back in. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you outside.